Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thanks again for joining me here. I hope you're having a phenomenal day. We're taking a quick look here at Ethereum Classic, seeing what's going on with this wonderful coin and helping understand best practice, big picture. Are we going to be able to see the price increase, or are we going to see a pullback here to some of these lower Fibonacci retracement levels? We'll talk about that and much more. If you're new to the channel, just know I'm not a financial advisor. I love teaching people to trade, and I hope you can learn something today. Before we look at liquidation, I want to congratulate some of our community members here. Phenomenal trades here recently. We got some AVAX long, ADA long 42%, another AVAX 47%, Dogecoin 83, QNT 58, Atom 63, Reef 100, AVAX 61. Oh, I'm gonna run out of breath. So anyways, good trades, phenomenal stuff there. And I'll see if you prefer day trading. I got you covered too with my day trading bot. We've been scalping the crap out of Ethereum and Solana. So awesome stuff there. Congrats to our community members for that. Thanks so much for the wonderful feedback. Glad it's working very well for you. Now, is Ethereum Classic going to work well for us? Well, let's talk about liquidation, because last time we looked at this, we had a heavy concentration in the low 19s. Looks like we're still there. Okay, so a lot of folks are long on Ethereum Classic right now at about 1920. Not necessarily, that may not necessarily be their entry, but that's where their liquidation levels are. Okay, so keep in mind that could very well be a situation where the price action could come back to sweep that level, because oftentimes liquidation levels are swept. But we do have some here as well, so just keep in mind the focal point with the price being so high for the whales is to retest this $22.40 range to swipe out some of those upper shorts at about 22.5. Okay, so again, if you're shorting this coin, be very careful. It does look like that level wants to be retested. Okay, so in the last 4 hours here, let's go ahead and look at the daily first, work our way down. So we can see we've got a lot of ugly candle wicks up and down on the daily. But what does that mean for us here? Well, we're above all moving averages. That's a positive sign. We can go ahead and draw out a nice ascending trend line here as well, concurrent with the 50-day SMA. So we'll just go ahead and put that up there as well, just so we can pay attention to that later. We do see stochastic RSI is starting to diverge. This could be the first shift in momentum. I've noticed that typically the second shift is the one that matters. In other words, if you take a look at this guy here, you can see that the price action took off quite significantly, where the first divergence didn't quite do anything at all. Okay, so, first convergence in that, if you will. That's the stochastic RSI, of course, on the daily, and with the traditional RSI that's up over 70 now, we're breaking through that resistance level with a super high money flow index. What do you know? Big surprise. Volume is telling us there's extra volume in this coin, extra price action, right? That's just kind of the way it goes. Careful trading coins that have low volume and low volatility. Or sorry, high volatility, low volume, those are ones you want to be careful of. All right, so 4-hour time frame. What are we looking at here? We want to look at the fair value gap, see if there's any. There's a little bit down to as low as 1960. That's going to be a thing of the past here in the near future, though, but just know that level could be swept. We can also see some other previous liquidity levels down as low as about 1760, upwards of 1830. I'm not really super concerned with that yet. We got to pass down below this 0.382, this $20.50 range first. That's an obvious previous resistance level. It was also a one-day candlestick high in the past. So if we look at, or was it the weekly or the, I think it might have been weekly. All right, so this is basically a weekly resistance level at $20.50. It's turned into a pretty solid support, aligning itself there with the 0.382 level. Now, the daily resistance so far, from back in November, roughly a month ago, we saw the resistance level at $21.85. The $21.85 could be the resistance level here. We could very well see the price range bound in this little area until it breaks up or down. Okay, or the price could continue higher and use that as support and just go ahead and continue on its merry way. Those things do consistently happen. Taking a look at consistency, we got a 6 on TD sequential, nothing super crazy here. In other words, we're about 24 hours of continuation into this push. We have another 12 hours before the price may pull back. Okay. Furthermore, if we take a look at some volume, we can kind of zoom out a little bit and get an understanding that we have the most amount of volume in the last, month's worth of trading, right at about $19.40. Exactly the reason why we see a lot of liquidation just below that level, because that is a key level support. Okay, that's why some people might misinterpret when I say that's a support level based on liquidation. Technically, it isn't, because the price action will retest that level. But you got to understand, support and resistance levels are consistently retested too, which is why liquidation occurs, because people put their stop losses just above or below those levels, and that's exactly why it happens. So be careful if you're going to set a stop loss. Make sure it's not exactly at that specific level. Try to go above or below at least a little bit so you can take profit a little more effectively. Hourly time frame. Last thing I want to kind of note here is TD sequential is not that consistent. We got a little bit of a reset, but nothing really out of the ordinary there. We got our Ichimoku cloud letting us know that our window of opportunity is coming to an end. So if we don't break through this level here soon, we could very well see a pullback, but we have a lot of momentum. Conversion lines above the baseline. And what do you know? 0.236, this level here, we're seeing a lot of consolidation potential. In other words, the price action could come back to that level and bounce. Oftentimes, the cloud works as a support level or resistance if you're on the other side. Okay, so for right now, we can summarize that $21.25, closely-ish, right in that range, could be a good bouncing point if the price pulls back. Now, if the price does pull back, we just want to be mindful that these are the 3 levels that it could happen. Again, I'll post this playout chart on my Twitter, Telegram, and Discord, but you can see $20.50, 1996, and 1940. Okay, so some areas in which we can see the price potentially bounce if it were to go back that low. That's if this is the highest point. If the price continues higher, that's invalidated, and we adjust our Fibonacci levels accordingly. Okay, so until we find our high here, we got to kind of presume those would be the levels. So what are your thoughts? Do you think this coin's going to continue much higher? I personally feel like it will. It's done very well in the past, and good chance that with its consistency here, we're going to see it continue on. Please like the video if you could. If you haven't already, make sure you join up with Bitunix. Phenomenal exchange. Use the link down below. You get some significant benefit rewards. I only like to promote them because they offer KYC, no KYC, no VPN. A lot of folks are getting hit hard with that. Plus, they have trailing stop losses and multiple profit targets you can set. It's fairly user friendly and super easy to use, in my personal opinion. Take a look at Bitunix here within our Discord. I got some explanations here on how that works as well. All right, folks, thanks again for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.